No, I assumed, I'm not going to lie to you, I assumed the Chicago Sky was going to bring her back. But maybe she wants to leave.
Regarding the Chicago Sky dressing room, Chennedy Carter has revealed something shocking. It's not the kind of drama you would anticipate from a professional basketball team, I assure you. Great plays aren't happening in the clips that we're seeing. These battles are happening all the time now. There were rumors of stress in the locker room, shocking allegations regarding player safety, and yes, Carter revealing some very nefarious information is now departing from the Chicago Sky. Really? Was it really that messed up? Caitlin Clark and Aaliyah Boston both had to miss the majority of yesterday's game due to injuries, which is embarrassing. Everyone is raising their eyebrows and there is complete commotion behind closed doors, but things get more interesting. Do you recall when she struck Caitlin Clark? Her playoff match didn't exactly go as planned as a result. She is now disclosing all of the dressing room secrets. She's being kicked out by the team's authority, but she's acting as though she's leaving on her own terms. Don't believe that the game is the only thing that matters in the world of professional basketball. Chaos is simmering beneath the surface. Additionally, Carter's latest disclosures reveal a side of the WNBA that most fans are unaware of. From issues with leadership to conflicts with coworkers to safety concerns. Well, the Chicago Sky may be experiencing an internal crisis. The league didn't even include Chennedy Clark. She is suddenly the center of attention. And because of what she did, the attention is harsh. Naturally, I believe we both agree that it was excessive. For a week, she has been in the news. For a week. Chennedy controversy is nothing new to Carter. She is well known for her unquestionable talent and outspoken personality. Therefore, she is accustomed to being in the middle of the controversy. It feels different this time, though. The stakes are higher this time. Carter has criticized more than one instance or specific colleague. She is bringing attention to more serious problems that could be undermining the team's basis. She's not doing it in silence either. Then, yesterday, a man with a camera walked up to Chennedy Carter as the Chicago Sky bus pulled into their hotel in Washington, and other players said he used some foul language. Off the court, one of the most startling instances she has discussed occurred. However, it reveals a lot about the setting in which these actors are operating. Carter described an unsettling incident in which a man carrying a camera approached her as she and her teammates were lodging at a motel. According to the team's players, this is harassment. Chennedy Carter was the man's primary conversation partner. This was more than a fan looking for a fast picture. Security had to intervene because it was sufficiently unsettling. According to Carter, as players, we simply want to feel secure. It's not a lot to ask, is it? For athletes at this level, safety ought to be the absolute minimum. However, it appears that not even that fundamental expectation is being fulfilled. Security apparently diffused the situation swiftly. Several Sky players said that Carter was harassed, but no police were contacted. Consider the impact on team morale. You can bet that Carter is not the only one who is worried about this. Such incidents are hardly isolated occurrences. In addition to having an impact on the people directly engaged, they frequently lead to a ripple effect and are a part of a wider pattern. Well, to be honest, the WNBA has become a reality show on Bravo because of all the hype surrounding it. This leads us back to the administration of the Chicago Sky. What are their reactions to such a situation? Although there hasn't been any public recognition thus far, silence speaks louder than words. Damage control is not the only thing at stake. It's about demonstrating their willingness to adapt in order to prevent this from happening in the future. The Chicago Sky dressing room serves as more than just a space for players to get ready for games. In actuality, with unresolved tensions and difficulties bubbling over, it's beginning to sound like a pressure cooker. With the teammates, something has to happen. This must end, but you must also understand that we will continue to discuss it throughout the year until she takes action, does something about it, or one of her teammates does something about it. For better or worse, Carter is now the public face of this dispute. She's obviously not scared to point out what she perceives as issues, whether that's because she's the most outspoken or the most convenient scapegoat. Layer by layer, the drama in the Chicago Sky is developing, and the picture is not one of beauty. Despite her obvious talent, Carter's outspoken personality seems to be at odds with the team's ethos. That's obviously a foul, and it was called. Will they declare it unneeded? That is the question. Carter Chennedy. Carter's egregious foul on Caitlin Clark during a game against the Indiana Fever was one of the most obvious instances, sending shockwaves around the WNBA. There may be women on your team who are older and more skilled than you, but if they notice that you are a rising star and are succeeding, they will stop at nothing to undermine your achievement. The foul wasn't just a passionate moment on the court. For those who don't know, it soon became a topic of conversation. Carter was positioned as the villain, while Clark, a rising star and fan favorite, was positioned as the victim. This was not a singular incident. There are rumors of deeper difficulties in the locker room because Carter and Angel Reese are said to have different personalities. If the rumors are accurate, this conflict may be contributing to a poisonous atmosphere that hinders the team's ability to work together. One moment can define a career, but for now, it's the moment, and the league hasn't suffered as a result. In fact, it has generated a great deal of interest in this league. It raises the question, is a toxic society being fostered by the Chicago Sky? Although the squad may seem cohesive on the surface, these instances give the impression that they are not. Chennedy Clark wasn't even in the league a year ago, but due to her actions, she is now in the spotlight, and it's a harsh spotlight. Of course. The organization's capacity to manage strong personalities will suffer if Carter's outspoken personality is viewed as a liability rather than a strength. It appears that the team is letting these conflicts fester rather than resolving their underlying reasons, which will ultimately harm all parties. The bright side is that people are becoming really interested in this league. One of the most discussed subplots in the Chicago Sky drama is the conflict between Chennedy, Carter, and Angel Reese, and it can be challenging to distinguish reality from conjecture. For weeks, there have been rumors that these two-star athletes are at odds, but what is causing the rift? Despite the fact that neither athlete has officially recognized the tension, rumors circulating from the locker room suggest that two large egos are colliding in an area that is too small to hold them. Celebrity athletes frequently butt heads. Reese has become one of the most well-known figures in the WNBA thanks to her captivating personality and outspoken flair. Carter, a juggernaut in her own way and averaging 17 points per game, isn't one to back down, though. However, I think that the WNBA and its media coverage have gotten really ridiculous, and it's really disgusting. According to reports, the conflict extends beyond basketball. While some insiders attribute it to personal disagreements, others say it is the result of different leadership styles. While Carter's outspoken personality occasionally comes across as aggressive, Reese is said to prefer a more team-oriented approach. The team's wider problems, such as complaints about Coach Teresa Weatherspoon's management of player dynamics, make the situation seem like a powder keg ready to blow up. People are aware that in a league where many fans likely didn't even know who she was for a time, she's practically becoming a household name. Supporters have taken sides, with some endorsing Carter's straightforward style. Others, however, consider her to be disturbing. For her part, Reese has continued to project an image of being a team player, which only serves to reinforce the idea that Carter is the issue. Are you implying that she is being overly kind? I believe so. I believe so. She will need to set an example for someone. Get up at some time. Carter is now at a crossroads as a result of everything. Her WNBA career is in jeopardy as a restricted free agent. The Sky has the right to match any offer she gets, but would they even want to after everything that has happened? More importantly, is Carter interested in staying? In addition to requesting support, her Instagram post asking fans to recommend her next team was a statement that she was prepared to move on. Chennedy Carter may be interested in joining Caitlin Clark's Fever. Thus, it appears that she is eager to leave Chicago. That is the topic of our conversation. Carter's potential joining the Indiana Fever, a squad that included Caitlin Clark, the player she scuffled with during the notorious flagrant foul incident, is among the most intriguing rumors. It appears unlikely on paper. After all, Carter's on-court altercation with Clark was one of the season's most contentious incidents, drawing criticism from both her coach and fans. However, basketball is a business, and skill frequently triumphs over personal complaints. We're talking about 17 points per game from the previous season, dude. That's serious. The Sky would be trying everything in its power to retain a player like that, wouldn't they? However, something is amiss here. Carter's addition to the Fever squad has the potential to change everything. Despite all the distractions off the court, she has already demonstrated that she is capable of performing at an elite level at the young age of 24 by averaging 17 points per game. By combining her attacking skills with Clark's ability to design plays, they may make one of the league's most formidable teams. However, the question still stands. Is Carter able to go past the pass and collaborate with someone with whom she had a public disagreement? Let's take a moment to zoom out. Here, Chennedy Carter is doing more than just sharing personal details. She is revealing concerns that may be far more significant than the skyline of Chicago. Her complaints of feeling disrespected and unsafe are not unique to her. They are red flags that are flying in all directions throughout the league. There are too many factors to overlook, ranging from team culture to player safety. To be honest, it's quite depressing that the WNBA has become a reality show on Bravo despite all of the hype surrounding it. Accountability is the unspoken issue. Who is in charge of ensuring that teams in the league as a whole provide a healthy environment for players? Transparency is great when it comes to stats and contracts. However, what about the welfare of players? Beyond her Instagram tales, Carter's predicament has sparked inquiries. It's time for the WNBA to examine itself critically and identify its shortcomings. What does this leave us with, then? More significantly, what does this mean for the Chicago Sky and Chennedy Carter? There is no doubt about that. Resuming normal operations is not an option. Carter isn't the kind to let things go softly. The public isn't either.